Beast Wars Part 2 is the second episode of Beast Wars, airing a day after the first part in 1996. In it, Dinobot switches sides, but he also challenges Primal for a leader of Maximals. The Predacons try firing at them, but reveal a giant mountain of Energon, and then it becomes a race to get it. Shenanigans ensue. Picking up right at the end of the last episode, Dinobot has updated his transformation call, meaning his first transformation is the only time he's ever terrorized.
I have already reprogrammed my activation code.
Do you just hate it when you have to change your password?
Dinobot, maximize!
Dinobot's armed with a spinny sword and his tail, which can open and spin, and he can hold it kinda weirdly. But Optimus has two curved swords. There's a couple cheap shots like Primal Sucker punching Dinobot and Dinobot shooting his eye lasers when it seemed like he was down. But when Primal's almost going to fall over the edge, Dinobot actually saves him and throws him back up because Primal slipped, and Dinobot, as we reveal in this episode, is a warrior with an honor code. Even though he was totally willing to fake his defeat and use his eye lasers to his advantage. And also a total oversight from the creators. They're fighting to see who can knock the other off the side of the bridge. Even though in the last episode we saw Primal saving Cheetor, and later in this episode, Primal has a jetpack. The two almost kiss.
Have proved to be a worthy adversary. I will have you recycled with full honors.
Well, that's just prime!
Predacons show up and shoot at them. Kinda weirdly, Rhinox points out the mountain before it actually explodes and shows the energons in it. Rattrap is too self-centered to join in the fight, but he's not too much of a coward to not make fun of Dinobot, even though he's literally twice his size, even in robot mode.
Negative. The crystal is too big for the flyers to carry. Only Tarantulas has the skill to segment it.
And with that, we established that Tarantulas is the smart one of the team. As well as Energon's a lot different in this series than in G1. In G1, it was just a generic energy source they can drain from anything. But here, there's Crystal. And the episode does a good job establishing the Energon is very dangerous. And all that energy, if the Predacons get their handful, they can just conquer the galaxy. Also, it needs a skilled hand to extract it and not just blow everyone up.
You mean Chopperface is going with... We're all gonna die.
On the walk over to the mountain of Energon, they see Stonehenge. Weird. The fight for the Energon's done in almost completely their animal forms, which is pretty unique and fits with what was established last part, because it uses their limitation of they can't be in robot mode too long before getting overcharged, and they can't use their missiles or blasters because they'll blow everyone up. Everyone gets a little time to shine in this fight. Even Pterosaur does a Matador with Rhinox, and Megatron and Optimus fights kind of like King Kong and the T-Rex. You have no idea how many people did that edit back in the day. And Megatron's completely willing to blow up the Energon just so the Maximals can't get it.
Megatron may be back, and there is still more Energon. If they ever get enough, they could conquer the galaxy.
Energon's just kind of generically energy. How much energy you really think you need to grow crystals like this?
So for now, let the battle be here, on this strange primitive world, and let it be called Beast Wars!
We have a title! This is a pretty good second part. Honestly, I like it a little more than the first. The Predacons still don't have a whole lot to say. I mean, Pterosaur has literally yet to say one line in the series other than his transformation call. But this episode also introduces us really to Dinobot, his interesting warrior character. It establishes how Energon works in this series and how it's dangerous. And the action's great. Overall, I'll give both these parts a solid 7.5 out of 10.